Huh? What? Huh? What? I see my face there. We're on screen.
Cool.
No.
Are we ready? Are we there? Are we live?
Yep. We're live on screen. Hey,
Oh, cool. We're on the internet.
everybody!
Welcome to the internet.
Not on my internet. We're not. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the we're here back with our Adventures game. This will be part 3 of our adventures through the starter set of the Modifius game using the new Fantasy Grounds module. And we're doing a giveaway tonight. If anybody's here, we've got our crew shirts. We're giving away one that is it has the Nichols logo on the front and the Random Encounters Guild on the sleeve. We'll be giving one of those away tonight to one lucky winner. You just type in "beam me up" in chat, and it will put you in the drawing. Other than that, I guess we're ready to go. Dan, if you want to give us a recap of last session, where we're at, where we're going into tonight, and we can run the intro and get started.
Sure thing. As I was just telling the players a moment ago, it's not really feasible to go all the way back to page 1, but this is the starter set, A Star Beyond the Stars. Although we've made some slight modifications, the players are doing their own characters as opposed to the pre-gens. If you have any familiarity with this starter set, we are actually we're in chapter 3 at this point, nearing the end of scene number 2. So I will just recap for the most part what happened last session, which was you had discovered some information about this Tellarite freighter that had been going back and forth between a Klingon space station and the outpost that you're currently at. And of course, all of this revolves around these parasites, the neural parasites that we initially learned about in Star Trek The Next Generation Season 1. Apparently, these things are back, and we are trying to figure out, or our characters are trying to figure out anyway, what's going on and what they are up to. So last time, we had gotten to this outpost. You guys had roamed around a bit, found the Tellarite freighter, didn't find too much in it. Also discovered that there was some interference being caused at this outpost. You were able to disengage some of that interference. It was being artificially amplified, but at the same time ended up tripping a silent alarm. Not quite sure who knows about it or what's going on or didn't at the time. Made your way to this infirmary, and I'm about to reshare this map. At least I hope I am. Share record. There we go. Where you actually found several dead Klingons. And these Klingons, apparently there have been some experiments been going on with them and the neural parasites. And also learned, actually, we'll just go over a few of these points because these are important. You discovered that extensive genetic modifications had been made to the Klingons' DNA. There were neural parasites deceased. Still, they were in the Klingons' bodies, I should say. The Klingon.
Real quick, I was going to say, so you're saying we found the only good Klingons?
Yeah, the dead ones? Is that
exactly?
That seems right. Wow. But, and, yeah, the genetic, once again, let's see, using Klingon DNA, the parasites had attempted to evolve with their host bodies into a new singular life form instead They evolved into a large predator, a proto-Klingon, if you will. The genetic modification of these Klingons appear to be more advanced than the one that you saw on Kortar. That was the space station that you previously came from, suggesting the involvement of a skilled geneticist. Trill genetic material had been mixed in with the Klingons' DNA. You discovered that. And since Trills are naturally disposed to accept a symbiote, the Trill genetic material appears to be an attempt to force Klingon bodies to adapt more easily to a parasitic infestation. Anyway, you decided you were going to exit the infirmary. And when that happens, I'm actually just going to share that text again, assuming I can pull it up reasonably quickly. Whoops, it helps to get on the right story, though. I believe this was it. You step back out into the corridor. 2 Romulan Centurions turn the corner. The smooth walls of the outpost and the cavernous tunnel of the mines begin. The howl of some unseen creature echoes from out the tunnel. And once again, the map doesn't necessarily coincide with the text there, but we are going to say, if you see that doorway in the lower left-hand side of the map where those 2 Romulans are, we're going to say that is the door that leads to the mines. And with that said, we are in combat.
Well,
And
before we
because-
do that, let's roll
Okay.
our intro before we just dive in. If we can go ahead and run that, awesome. Otherwise, we'll just jump.
There we go.
And
Yay!
Yay! We're back.
Yay!
love that intro.
Yes.
It's so cool.
Special thanks to the talented Alec Capone from our friends at Ladies of D&D. Also, in case I forget at the end of the session, thank you to the amazing Jenna Figures, who's our stream master tonight, also from Ladies of D&D. We've done several games with the ladies, partnered with them on a few occasions, and they've always been big parts of the guild. And we're jumping into in December next week. Next week, where they're going to be streaming a lot of independent games, and it's going to be a great time. I am going to be running Mothership for them on a Wednesday night. I can't remember the what Wednesday night it is, but it's going to be a fun session. I know we're playing. Oh yeah, I'm going to be playing in Bloodlines and Black Magic. We're going to be continuing our Country Roads story, which is if you if you've seen any of our Bloodline and Black Magic game, it's pretty bonkers. We always have a good time with that. So we'll be going into part 2 of that, and sometime next year we'll do the third part. That should be the end of the trilogy. But all that being said, all right, Dan, I guess we go ahead and take us in.
So before we
Our
get
game.
too involved here, I should probably ask, because we ended a bit abruptly last time. Is everyone where they intended for their characters to be?
I don't think I am actually.
Dan, can you reshare the map, please? I got kicked out of Fantasy Grounds and I had to sign back in. So.
And Will, there we go.
I'm on the other side of the room from the Romulans, so I'm good with where I am.
Yeah, I'm just on the other side of the room, period. I don't think I wanted to. I mean, I know that I was at that console for a while, but I think we were all starting to leave, right?
Right. And that's why I was asking. And I'll give you guys the opportunity. Since we did end somewhat abruptly, nobody really had an opportunity to move their token.
No, I did. I remember I expressly did, so I'm not going to pull my character back after doing that.
All right. Well, the first Centurion. So in Star Trek Adventures, normally, unless there's a reason for the enemy, the adversaries to go first, normally the player characters would go first. However, somebody managed to trip the silent alarm. So with that in mind, these guys come bursting in, and the first Centurion is going to take a ranged attack. And this is where we're going to find out some things about Fantasy Grounds and combat. I don't think we've done combat with Fantasy Grounds yet.
No, not yet.
And he has a disruptor pistol, so we're going to take that. And he has taken a shot at Solak.
88. Oh, that figures.
2 successes. Now, and Annie, help me out here. Characters have an opportunity to take a minor task and dodge out of the way to avoid any kind of injury. Is that not correct?
Yeah, let's go through. It has combat on here somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I've actually, these little module cards are great. I'm going to just put that right there. These basically summarize everything that you can do in combat and in ship-to-ship combat and everything else.
I need to get those.
These are really nice. Combat actions. Here we go.
I'm really liking this system.
You'll only be tempted once per turn. Only a maximum of 2 tasks can be tempted per turn. Attacks in melee. Start wins the opposed task. They are considered to have made a successful attack. So it's going to be their daring security versus the target, which would be us, which is also daring security.
Well, they're using ranged weapons.
So then it's control security. Right. But +1 if there's an enemy within reach of the attacker. Complication range increases by 1 if there are creatures within reach of a target. So let's see. The target has any resistance dice. Roll those and add any static resistance the character has.
So I see where you can drop prone as a minor action, and that increases the difficulty. But at least on the card, I'm not seeing.
Yeah, minor actions: aim, direction, prepare, stand.
Create advantage, direct, first aid, guard, other, pass, ready, recover, and sprint.
So
is what I'm seeing, and assist.
Do 2.
So yeah, you can hit the bricks.
Yeah, so you can hit. Yeah, so you can basically just drop to the floor in an effort to try to increase the complication range or to increase the difficulty. So it's already a difficulty of 2 for them to be able to hit us, and then if as a minor action you can basically use one in that kind of scenario to drop down, and then that would increase that by 1. So then that becomes a difficulty 3 to be able to hit one of us. If we have resistance, aka from cover. So for instance, if they were shooting like around the door, or if there was like crates in the way or barrels, because that's how hangar base work in Star Trek, that would increase.
There is no cover.
Okay. Yeah, because then those.
Well, I take that back, because that door is right there. So to be fair, I suppose if Solik, he wanted to dive through the door.
Right. So that would essentially the cover reduces one of the damage that could potentially happen. So if you roll like 3 damage, the cover takes away 1 of those.
And again, being a combat novice here, I'm asking questions. So can players just automatically say, I'm going to dive for cover, or do we need to spend threat or momentum or anything as like an interrupt action? Or
it doesn't say in the summary that's how that works. I think how we always did it is you can do 1 minor action as a reaction, just because we're all D&D players that kind of adapted it. But you can do the minor actions. You can use 1 as like a response, essentially.
At the end of the day, you could take the damage and just see what the damage is going to be. And Annie, once again, let's see if I know what I'm talking about here. Anything a 5 or above, that's an injury. Is that correct?
Yes. If you take 5 or more, that's considered to be an injury.
But below 5, I mean, you just sort of shake it off. It does come off of your stress level there. But
yeah, so if you take 5,
here's the conflict. I just saw you don't have to spend threat or anything to do a minor action, but you can only take 1 minor action per turn. So if you drop prone, you can't aim when it comes like it. I'm assuming by per turn they mean per round.
That makes sense.
Also, if the character suffers 5 or more damage from a single attack, then they suffer an injury. You can also spend 2 momentum to negate that. Each one of us gets that once. So we can spend momentum so that we don't suffer any complications and to avoid the injury.
But currently we're at 0. I was going to say, currently we're at 0 momentum because the game start.
No. I'm going to leave this, and I'll just give you guys a heads up. I decided, because we're coming in and out of these different scenes, just based on where you guys get to, the time available, I'm largely leaving momentum and threat where they are. As I mentioned last time, this is divided up into 3 different parts, and we are, I'll freely admit, nearing the end of part 2. If and when that happens, we go into part 3. Pretty much everything will reset for everybody. My threat, your momentum, going in at that point. So,
okay.
That being said, also taking an injury is not the worst thing in the world because this is Star Trek. So,
right, yeah.
Unless deadly is as like a thing for any of the weapons, we are essentially just considered to be stunned, and we're out for the combat.
And it's sort of interesting because, as I pointed out, 5 damage, that constitutes an injury. But if it's less than that, you just sort of shake it off. It comes off your stress. You could go another round and maybe another 3 off. It's theoretically possible for your stress level to get down to 0, all the way down to 0, and you don't have any injuries. Now, if you're at 0 and you take damage, then that becomes an injury for sure. But I have yet to roll. I was kind of waiting to decide what you guys want to do. I was waiting to roll damage here.
I like that our characters basically are pretty tough to kill because our actors are under contract, so they can't kill you.
All right.
Also, we can. There's also a large list of things that we can spend momentum on, like combat momentum, essentially. Basically so whenever we roll things, we can do additional effects or whatever on that one as well.
Awesome.
Also, we've got a pretty great medical officer, so y'all go fight. I'll take care of you.
Yeah, Doc, you're not getting into combat.
All right, so what did you ultimately decide to do here?
So I'm not dodging. because I want to be able to use my full actions to retaliate if possible.
All right. So I'm going to see if I can grab this. Yep, disruptor pistol. And let's see what we get here. So if I'm reading this right, 2.
Yep.
So that's 2 off your strength. Well, what did Fantasy Grounds do? Because it took 4 off.
Yeah, it took 4 off. It took 4 on wounds.
So why
That's weird.
would it do that?
Well, you have 2 dice, but the gun they're using is a 2 effect. So every hit is 2 points.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Is that because of the vicious modifier?
I believe so. Yeah, they're shooting the
It's
kill.
just for the piercing. I'm not sure which.
That's for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, so here's the situation, right? There's 4 off, but you're not. That does not constitute an injury as of yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
So here's what's going to happen now. I'm going to spin 2 threads,
There it is.
and the next Centurion is going to shoot.
Like this.
And he's going to take a shot at who is that over there?
Right behind our security
wait.
officer.
Hubris, yeah, that's Rawl.
That's me.
Kubus Rawl.
Yes.
So let's see. Once again, disruptor. Roll. I am liking this though, where you can just. Whoa!
Oh. Yes.
Hey, I'm liking it too.
So he stumbles, fires, and boy, and it just goes into the bulkhead there. Yeah, and we're gonna say so. Yeah, he takes a complication with that. So we're gonna say he slips and falls, trying to steady himself against the bulkhead there. And that's pretty much his turn. So at this juncture, and Scott, I know we talked about this a little bit in terms of initiative, but I think we're just going to stick with the regular rules because it's really easy to select who's going next. So it's basically a matter, and in this situation, it really is a matter of who it makes sense to go next, in terms of who's.
Yeah.
shot.
I mean, it's you're the GM, dude. It's your game.
But with that said, typically in Star Trek Adventures, it's sort of a team decision. Who do you guys want to go next? Take the shot.
Actually, can I take it if y'all are all right with this one? Because I'm going to attempt to use a talent.
Sure.
Called Diffuse the Tension. I'm going to try to get us to stop shooting. So I'm going to go through my whole
Everybody,
speech of-
chill out.
Can we just? We are all up here right now. I need us to be like down here, just a bit.
Change my mind. I don't want you to go first.
Yeah, I've been hit. I want to fire back.
It is their turn.
This is what you're telling the Romulans?
Yeah, I'm going to go through my whole thing of identify myself with the Starship Nichols. To drop your weapons. We are here for we're here to investigate only. That whole 9 yards. I'm great with.
I'm going to say, not only am I going to say that does not work, but that gives Centurion number 2 time to get over his complication and get himself up from the ground.
Damn.
Oh, well.
Oh, I get to roll at least. It is a talent.
So yes,
Okay.
Basically, I'm gonna.
You may roll if you like, but I'm telling you straight up, the way this is it's not going to matter. There is nothing you can say to them that's going to convince them to not shoot.
I can bring up. It appears that we have a common enemy here. Why are we shooting each other when you should be in defense of the one that's attacking you? Because there's the rogue Klingon that's running around too, isn't there?
You hear one of them mumble something. You really can't make it out other than he says inferior.
It's your pet. Okay, so I guess I'm going to attempt to persuade someone not to resort to violence, and I get to add an extra to my pool. So that's 3 dice to add to the pool. If I can figure out how to do this. Main. I'm assuming that's going to be Presence Command. Is the
Down in the bottom left.
Presence?
Oh yeah, your
Bottom
talents
left.
show up. And
Hey, there it is.
yeah, I forgot.
And if you're adding 3 dice down in the bottom left, there's that modifier box. You'll just make it say +3, and that'll be your 3 add.
+3. Are you sure it's +3 and not +1?
+1 for a total of 3. Is that what you're looking to do?
Yeah, for 3 dice. Okay, so +1.
No, make it say 3. For
Okay.
if you're doing 3 extra dice, you want it to say +3.
No, she's not doing 3 extra dice. She's doing 1 extra die for a total of 3.
Total of 3.
So she only adds a +1.
Correct.
Oh yeah, so +1.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so Presence Command. And actually, I have Diplomacy as well as a focus. So this still might work.
We believe in you, Captain.
That is 4 successes.
Nice.
Because if I'm
It's a
allowed
nice
to use my
roll.
Diplomacy, my command is 5. So anything underneath a 5.
It's a nice roll, but I'm telling you, they are undeterred.
All right. Well, if anything, that generates all the momentum back, which I am going to use to spend because I am captain and I get to do it.
Whoops, wrong way.
I'm going to instantly spend that momentum to keep the initiative.
Hang on. So you're at 6. So yep.
So go ahead, security. Fire back.
You got it, Cap. All right, so yeah, I'm going to use the Type 3.
Wait. So this is Solek. Well, strictly speaking, everybody should get a turn before we.
Before we what?
So
Before it loops back around. Before Solek would get another turn.
I haven't taken an action yet.
Oh, you have.
Yeah, Solik didn't get a turn. You attacked him.
My
Yeah, you guys attacked me and just like, okay, we're gonna move on.
You are absolutely correct. Yes. Okay. My apologies. You're right.
Dan's
Get him,
trying to play a
Solek.
lose a turn card.
All right, so I just click on the D20 that's next to the phaser Type 3, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Unless I'm taking the aim action prior to.
And, you
And
should
that
get
the little icon to the left of that D20, remember from last time, is you can choose non-lethal or lethal. Captain told us to have things set to stun,
yes, I did.
but it's up to you.
I don't need a diplomatic issue on top of everything else we're doing today.
Oh, it seems to be missing the URL for aim. The URL for the thing for aim. Okay, so not sure how I. Basically, aim just allows you to re-roll one of your d20s if you're unhappy with the roll, right?
Yeah, well, that would take place after the fact anyway. So you would roll your initial roll, and then you would just roll a d20 if you want to replace one of them.
Nope, I'm okay. That's 2 successes. And with that gun, it's what?
And do you have like a phaser's talent or
Focus?
focus?
Actually, my focus is in. Honestly, well, that's a talent, not a focus.
Because I'm betting if you do that 3 is probably a critical.
Yeah.
Where would I find that in here, though?
So on
Now
your
I can pull my
character sheet
sheet
under
real
main,
quick.
your focuses should be on the right-hand side, bottom part.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
I have hand to hand and ship to ship.
Respect.
Not phasers.
So no, I do not have a bonus effect for that.
So the damage rating on that on a Type 3 is 4.
See, I didn't even see that. Oh, I know where he is. He's right here. Yep, damage rating 4. Yep. So that'd be 8 points of damage, right? Because that's 2 hits, 2 successes.
You have to roll for damage, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you roll your damage dice.
Yes.
See how that.
Which will be the D6 next to your phaser. There's
Okay.
a D20 and there should be a D6
Pull
there
it
as well.
and drop it on whichever Centurion you were shooting at.
So you just take the D6 and drop it on.
Ooh, you burst some. That's nice.
Ooh, resisted.
Correct.
What?
Ooh.
So, I would say that if you guys were the characters from the Alcubierre, but we will say that you would have read the full report from the characters from the that went from the Magellan, that is, that went aboard the Alcubierre. You would know. This seems familiar. This type of reaction to just a phaser shot like that that's not set to kill.
Noted. Remodulate.
All right. Can I go next?
Well, I'm finishing off with my talent of close protection. So I will who's that? Kubus will
Yes.
have a increased difficulty of 1 of being hit, and that's going to use up 1 momentum from us.
Okay.
But it's the close protection talent.
All right. That's awesome. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So,
Now, I'm not sure how to apply that via Fantasy Ground.
does anyone else mind if I go ahead and go next? Because
Go for it.
what I'm going to try and do, and Dan, I'll ask you, and Annie, probably you'll be able to help. So I'm looking to use my science with my xenobiology focus and do some obtain information on these guys for multiple reasons. One, to see if I can assist other folks by saying, modulate the phasers like they said in the reports from the Alcubierre. Also, because I want to eventually take advantage of one of my talents, which requires me to obtain information before I use it.
So there is a way you can do that, which is basically creating an advantage. So that removes any complications you wanted to add on for us. It can also add a bonus to us being able to hit them or take away stuff. So creating an advantage is nice.
Awesome. Then I will happily do that. So do I roll insight and science?
Or I'm gonna find your character sheet.
Or medicine? It is xenobiology.
There we go. I would say, well, insight. What did you say, David? Insight and science. That's what I'm looking.
Yeah, that's what I was just kind of guessing. It was insight in science or maybe insight in medicine.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'll let you pick. I assume you'd want to pick science if you can, because you got a better score there, it looks like.
Absolutely. Okay, so click on insight and then roll science. That was right. Aha!
Nice.
4 and 5, so that's 4 successes. That's a lot of information obtained.
Yeah, well, I would say the information that you gather here, what you figured out, is that pretty much the only way you're going to affect these guys, it's not even going to be a matter of phaser modulation, it's going to be a matter of phasers at maximum setting.
Okay, so yeah, I will shout that out. Phasers max power, set to kill, aim for the base of the skull if you can.
Make it so.
And it's funny you say that, Annie, because I was about to say, because what it boils down to for anyone that did see or has any knowledge of that Next Generation episode, they had to keep bumping up the phaser power with those things before the ones that had taken over, I think mostly human host, Well, there was a Vulcan, I think, too. There was a few others. But yeah, that's what you've surmised, that that's going to be the only way to have any effect.
Okay.
All right. And then, so it looks like the difficulty was 2 to create an advantage, so that's 2 extra momentum. But we're already 5, so is there anything else I can spend 1 momentum on? Can I do that?
Yeah, there's a whole list of stuff that we can do.
I see now. I can create opportunity or create problem for them. Oh, that counts too. Minor actions. Bonus damage is only for myself. I was gonna say, I will create an opportunity that, if it's okay with you, Dan, that when I
Sure. Well, what's the
I'm
opportunity?
shouting and gesturing like this, both of the Romulans turn to look at me, which gives the next person who attacks an additional.
Additional what? I'm sorry?
They get to roll an additional d20 on their next roll.
Sure, why not? So in other words, you're going to, in a nutshell, you're looking to cause some kind of distraction to
Right.
give other players an advantage.
Exactly. I can't help it. I'm such a science nerd that I literally jump up, point at them, and start saying what's wrong with them. And they're like, maybe we should pay attention to this guy.
You know what? Yeah, I'll say all that will work, because if you're going to start talking about what's wrong, that you will get their attention. That, like, wait, does this guy know what we're doing and what's going on here? So that would distract them. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So I guess that's either Lucas or Sulfa.
Let Lucas go first, just in case. Medical can go last.
Oh, that's
Probably a
so
good
wrong. Why you gotta be like that to the cleric?
So what did you just give me?
You get an
I
additional.
apologize.
You get an additional d20 on whatever you're going to do.
Right.
Oh, okay.
On your, yeah.
Uh,
You'll have to move into the corridor to take a shot. Right now, you're still in the infirmary.
Yeah, but these jokers behind us aren't
They're all dead.
coming after us.
Yeah, all the blue
Oh,
ones.
okay.
The blue ones are dead guys.
They're just bodies
Okay.
laying there.
They're really
That
cold.
most time that doesn't mean that they're not coming after us. Most of the time in these games, just because something's dead does not mean it's not trying to kill you.
In this case, they're just tokens on the map. They're not even NPCs.
Okay, so all we got to worry about are these two to the west.
Correct.
This little table looking thing at the bottom, would that give me cover if I got around behind that?
I don't really see a table down there. That's just
Oh no, that's just markings on the floor, I guess.
Floor, right.
Okay. Then he is going to make his way to there and fire at number 2, I guess.
Zoom in, yeah, number 2. That text is so small on here.
I did not realize there was text on those.
I get an extra. Well, it's just the sheer gargantuan size of the map is what causes that. If it's a smaller map, the text is set to hover. If you hover over the token, the name pops up.
I have to zoom
but
in.
you have to be zoomed up to see them.
Yeah, you can blame me, I suppose. I imported these maps,
So he is going to fire his phaser type 2 at the second one, the Romulan number 2. Three successes.
Nice.
Nice. And then again, so
Nice.
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 So you have wounded
Nice.
stress levels down, yeah.
Yeah, now instead of resisted, it says partially resisted.
Right.
So just to, because combat movie. So you got more successes than you need. I know that adds to momentum, but it doesn't do anything else, right? It doesn't automatically add extra damage. That's like one of the combat momentum spends you can do, right?
Yeah.
It just generates additional momentum.
So yeah, if you generated extra momentum with your roll to hit, you can use that to do additional stuff. Like getting more dice is one of them.
Okay.
You can also, there's one that's for penetrating, which can get through any sort of resistance. And also, I think you can burn 2 momentum and get a second target. So, which is nice too.
I will say, just a plug even for Fantasy Grounds here. This is pretty neat because, as I'm sure you guys have figured out at this point, these Romulan Centurions, they have these feral parasites. And what's neat about, just plugging the Fantasy Grounds, the fact that, once again, it's smart enough, because those stats were incorporated into the NPCs. So just the fact that, yeah, it's resisted damage, partially resisted. I'm impressed that it's just automatically doing that for us.
That is nice. And yeah, sorry to be asking so many questions. Like I said, I'm brand spanking new to this combat.
Well, that's okay. And like I said,
No, that's what we're trying to do. This whole idea is learning Fantasy Grounds and learning the system. Like, that's the whole point of this endeavor, is to work our way through it. Teach by learning.
Yeah, it's sort of a two-part, just like Scott said, sort of a two-part thing here in terms of learning all of the Star Trek adventure rules, especially today as it relates to combat, but also just learning how it works within Fantasy Grounds. Secondly. So
I guess that's my turn. If someone else,
if you're going next, yeah. Or wait, that's your that is you just went. So that
He
is,
just went.
yeah, I'm done.
Yep.
Solfa will go.
Medic!
Solfa Mir, that is. So I've been reading up on injuries and things like that with medical. There's not a way for me to help someone recover stress, correct?
No, there is, as I understand it. It's basically a matter of first aid, is what it boils down to.
Okay.
Now, it might get problematic in the middle of a combat situation, but...
Yeah, so everything I was reading was about injuries specifically, not about stress. So stress leads to injuries, and I can help with injuries.
Well, but I would interpret that, and once again, Annie, I'll kind of defer to you, that would still, if their stress is down, that you would still perform first aid.
Yeah, so there's 2 separate things, like with the combat tasks. There's recover, which can get rid of stress, essentially. But once you've taken an injury, the only thing that can undo that is to get someone to do, a medic to do first aid for you.
Gotcha.
So, and also that stress stays, I'm pretty sure, until you go into a recover thing, which is a fitness command kind of idea. So basically you need to find a place to get cover and to be able to recover, like, from your stress for a second there, like basically take a breather.
Am I crazy, or did I read somewhere that once you go into a new scene that's...
New scenes, stress goes back down. Yeah, you recover stress.
Yeah, new scenes, yeah. But we're still going to be shooting.
Yeah, you're still in this scene at the moment, but yes.
Yeah. So yeah, success means the injured character is stabilized but remains incapacitated. So.
And we have no one that is injured. We just have higher stress. So
True. But you can give yourself an advantage so that it basically, if someone does go down, it's basically a momentum gatherer at that point to just be able to, like, you set the advantage of have hypo spray ready, essentially.
Gotcha.
So if someone goes down, you're right there, like that kind of idea. So like that would be like a swift task, or like a minor action type of deal.
So I could do it as a minor action to have all of my stuff ready to go, and I'll set myself on the inside of the doorway. I'm trying to read through. So this would be a what kind of action? It'd be a swift action.
So basically, you can do your like prepare a task essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But that
I
costs
will
momentum,
do
though.
that.
The swift task.
To prepare a task, some tasks or weapons require this kind of action. Yeah, so you can prepare a hyper spray essentially. So if someone goes down, you can, as a response,
Gotcha.
be able to do it.
And because that's his action, it doesn't cost the momentum.
Correct.
Well, okay. Yeah, if he's using that as his action.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right. Well, that will bring it then back to Centurion number 1, who's not happy that that guy wearing gold down there hit his buddy. So he's going to take a shot at Lucas Bell. And
Oh, wait.
no, only one success, so that's a miss. And in this case, I'm not going to spend the threat. I'm not even sure that I can, to be honest, for the next Romulan to go. What is the rule on that, Annie? Can I keep doing that every round? We are.
No, you can spend all your threat whatever way you want. So if you want them both to be able to go, you can. I'm not here to tell you what to spend your threat on.
Well, yeah, I get that.
Lie to him. Lie to him.
I don't have a lot of situations where I get to spend threat, so I think I am going to spend it. So yeah, so the other Romulan Centurion. Whoops. No. What did I just open? What was that? Goodness gracious me.
He's down to 3. It won't take much for him to do it. It's all the way down to 0.
So right, Romulan. Okay, so boom. So he's going to take a shot. He's just going to. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. He'll try to go for select here.
I feel like he's picking on the
Boogity,
Vulcan.
boogity. Yeah.
And once again, misses. Boy, it just goes. They're just. They're angry. And as such, they're just not able to get a hit here. So the phaser, as it were, is now in your court.
Well, Captain, do you want to go in the same
So
order?
once again, yeah, you guys can keep the same turn order if you want, but my understanding is there's no reason that you have to. You can decide what order you're going to go.
Yeah. That being said, security officer, do you want to go twice?
All right.
Because I'm going to direct you to go on my turn,
Okay.
and then you get to go on your own turn. So I'm telling you what to do.
I'm all right with
Well,
that.
the
I have
captain-
no problem with that.
All right, so
we're going to. I'm using a swift action, or I'm sorry, a minor action to go ahead and alter my phaser to from stun to kill. And let's see if I get lucky with the dice, like I did last time.
Let's say you can spend momentum. Actually, wait, no, I get to assist you. Hold up, with this one, I get to assist you.
Oh,
With my command.
So you roll a d20 and
Yes.
possibly add that to his.
So I'll just roll the d20 just on its own, right?
Yep.
Did that work?
I think you can just drag the D20 onto
You
the.
just drag the D20 into the chat area.
Where it goes.
Oh, into the chat area. Got it.
Yep.
There it goes. Hey, I did it. Let's see. I think that's with my.
Is it your
Presence.
target or my target that it would be?
So it's presence command for me. So if it's under a 17, then I provide you with 1 assist. So you get an additional success.
Okay. So we have 2 successes. So I assume that's a hit then?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And I'm going after the same one I did before.
Ooh.
Oh! Whoa!
Wow.
So he's out.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That is
Just
an
as a point of
Romulan.
order, we might want to use some of that additional damage towards a secondary target. So
That's a lot of damage.
it's a lot
If
of
you
damage.
can, I think you should.
My gosh.
Yeah, that's whoosh.
11 damage on a wounded Romulan. Yeah.
Wow. Second target within reach of the attack's target is also affected by the attack and suffers half of the attack's damage rounded
Yeah,
down.
that's number 2.
So we can spend 2 momentum and then the other one can take 6.
Spend it.
Works for me.
Okay, yeah, so let's spend the 2 momentum on that.
Spend it, and then take your action to shoot the second one.
That's my idea. That's the
Oh,
plan.
the other Centurion, he appears shocked, yet perhaps a bit frightened at the same time.
Taken aback?
Taken aback, yes.
Lenora's
pissed-
gonna shout at this one because
pissed
shotgun's
off,
free
for sure.
action. Drop your weapons. Cease fire.
No. You
Okay.
see him raise. Well, I mean, he doesn't actually respond to you, but you see him like, nah, he's getting ready to shoot again. Granted, we're in turns here, but
That's fine.
Um,
I tried. Continue. Sorry.
So yeah, Lucas just like he doesn't take his eyes off of the guy, but he just says cap.
Yeah.
Do I take him? I mean, what, orders?
Yeah, no. We have tried all sorts of pacifism at the moment. It's not working. So let's
All right.
take it then down.
was about to
Lucas
say-
will fire his phaser type 2 at the second one again.
Woo!
2 successes. I love these force field dice. They're so awesome.
Oh, that's so cool. Five damage.
that. Wait, did you shoot? You didn't drop it on the right one, Scott.
I dropped it on the second one, I thought. Yeah, Centurion 2.
No, that's the one I hit. You want
Yeah.
to drop it on?
Oh, sorry. I thought one was the
That
one
would
you
be.
hit.
I can probably fix that.
You should be able to put a tent over one of the icon when it's. You should be able to change its tent. I think. If I remember correctly.
TINT. I was like,
Yeah, like the color tent,
okay.
like how the
I was thinking
Klingons have that blue.
first.
Okay.
But we can work on that later too. So I mean, we know what's going on now.
Well, I think I've manually applied that to him. I don't know what you guys can see in the combat tracker.
No, we can't see it on our side.
No, we don't see numbers, but yeah, that would just be you should have.
I was wondering if
From my experience of running games in Fantasy Grounds, you should have like the ability to just add his wounds to
I did.
the combat.
I
track.
did. That's what I just did. I was curious though, Scott. I know in Pathfinder, when we play, sometimes we can see like wounded or heavy or something like that. I was curious if you guys could see anything like that on your end.
No.
Okay.
I believe you saw the status of the one guy that said dying. So
Yeah.
there was that.
Oh yeah, the Centurion too. He's out of commission. So
Okay.
actually, you know what? I should have pointed out though. When that happened, and it's not too late to go over that. You saw one of those neural parasites climb out and scurry through that door back into the mines.
Don't like that.
Don't like that either.
Captain, I believe this is turning into a bug hunt.
Hate it. We'll chase
And
that bug
with
in a
that,
second.
that's a good time to go ahead and take a 5-minute break, and everybody can refresh
Hopefully I
their
won't forget
drinks.
who's where.
Well, no, nobody should move.
No. I'm sorry. Turn wise.
Yeah, we know our
Yeah,
turns.
Solik and I and the captain have gone. The other two have to go. So
Solik hasn't
Should
gone
be
yet.
No,
Okay.
No,
I did
just
the
told him.
captain's turn,
Yeah, he took my
Yeah.
turn.
so I still have my turn
Yeah.
to go.
Yep.
Yeah, Captain hasn't gone yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But we're gonna go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Also, go ahead and if you're interested in one of these awesome Nichols crew shirt, go ahead and
Joe,
type
leave.
beam me up in chat, and we will have a drawing at the end of the night here in about an hour. And you get a really cool shirt from our friend 88 Riddles, and maybe while you're there, just buy one of everything in his shop because everything is awesome.
I mean, that's
But-
what I've been doing. So.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna take a 5-minute break and we'll be right back. Stick with us, guys. We'll be back in 5.
don't think about it until you're in the middle of it. When you're in the middle of it, you're cooking.
Jeez. These days, I rarely use a cookbook. We have everything. We're using a program called Paprika. We plug in all our recipes on that and just pull it up.
Hey, Emerald. Emerald, we're back.
What? Why you gotta use Emerald? He was the worst of the 3 big Cajun chefs. I'm sorry. Al Prudhomme and why can't I
Justin
remember his name?
Wilson.
Thank you, Justin Wilson. Those 2 are the best Cajun cooks. Forget Emerald; he doesn't know what he's doing.
Cooking, Star Trek, that can go together. Actually, one of the best things I ever learned from a Star Trek celebrity, Nana Visitor, played. My brain just went blank.
Kira Nerys.
Kira Nerys. Yeah, I remember her telling us that there's such thing. No, how did she put it? A little pepper, a little bit of pepper is never wrong. And I thought,
That's pretty accurate.
Okay, so we're back into combat. So it is a matter of who is taking their next turn.
All right, so number 2 is down, but number 1 is still standing.
Correct. Yeah, he's hurt, but you saw him once again. Had you been the characters from the Magellan, you would have recognized. Yeah, he kind of took, grunted a bit. Some of the one of the few times you've seen these guys exhibit any kind of reaction to maybe some pain.
All right.
Well, I definitely think our security guy should be the next one taking action.
Agreed.
Then I shall make it so.
I thought it just occurred to me.
I had to. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. Son of a!
Whoops.
Did you
Whoa.
That's
not
a miss.
attack things?
What's that?
Oh, you missed. Got it.
Yeah.
I just missed it.
Oddly, the Vulcan, we'll just say the Centurion, he just, still struggling, but he managed to lunge out of the way and the phaser beam.
All right. Well, if it's cool by you, Sulfa, I guess I will go ahead and go next.
By all means.
Okay. I will. I'm not going to get clever here. I'm just going to shoot at one of them, but I am going to spend a momentum since we're already capped and try and get an additional D20. And that is a control plus security.
For range?
Yes, and I meant to roll another die. So
you can.
I'll throw one more on there.
Sure.
If it won't let me.
Grab the D20 on the bottom and drag it into the chat.
Yeah, you can just roll it.
Yeah.
In chat.
Yeah, it's got to be
Yeah,
in
I
the
keep
chat.
doing that, and it's not working.
That's
Really?
weird.
Yeah, it lights up the chat, but then it doesn't actually do anything.
That's just
Weird.
silly.
Well, you want to roll one of your physical Star Trek dice there and just tell us what you get?
Sure, that'll work. Let's see.
Come on, go.
That's a slippery slope. You're
Yeah.
starting there, Dan.
Oh, Davery,
well.
he seems perfectly trustworthy.
I got a 13 versus a target number of 12, so I missed. However, this is exactly what I had prepared for. I'm
Okay.
going to use my applied research talent. Once per scene, when you attempt a task, oh no, you can roll an additional D20. I thought it was you can re-roll. Bummer. All right,
You can still roll
never mind.
another one.
Can I do it now that I've announced it, or is it too late?
Nah, it's not too late.
All right. 11. So that works. 2 successes. I hit him.
So I'd say, roll and drop your damage. Just make sure it's on the right one. So it'd be Centurion 1. He's the one, on top.
Okay, so I just drop the dice on top of his token.
Yes.
Yep.
And
Nice.
Dying.
right. So we're gonna say. Well, that's interesting. Hang on. Why is? Oh. Even so, yeah, we're going to say same thing as before. You see another one of these neural parasites very quickly climb out and just scurry fast into that doorway and into the mines. Yes, Annie.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna hold up the hand to like don't shoot them right away. And the thought just occurred to me, as I remember, probably it was it in the info document on this thing that typically there's normally a queen or some sort of like bigger one.
That is correct. That would have been in the information you guys
Okay.
know.
And whenever they
I'll
get
do
free
this.
from their thing, they try to scurry back to their queen. So we
But
should
we're gonna
follow
say
these
that
Use a tricorder to track them.
if we can. Do their life signs show up
actually,
whenever we?
I'm gonna just for fun, just because I can. And well, maybe.
Well, they should have left some kind of trail, at least to start, until the blood ran off of them.
This is weird. There we go. So we're going to say one. Yeah, it'd be a lot smaller than that. Actually, can you guys even see that token?
I
No.
do not see it.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't see a token.
Visibility. Well, that's interesting. I wonder why not.
Remember, Dan, you gotta drop it in the combat tracker and then drag it
I
up
did
into the
that, yeah.
map. Oh,
Maybe it was.
Tiny.
Teeny tiny. Yeah.
where is the token located?
Wait, there it is. Can you see it now?
I cannot. I only see the two Romulans.
Is it on like a different layer or something?
No, that's not really a thing in Fantasy Grounds.
Visibility. Wait, that always
Oh,
visible?
okay.
There, yeah, we see that
There
one.
it is.
Oh, there it
Sorry.
is.
Just a matter. Okay, so A, it's not that large. B, that's not its actual location. That's not where I wanted to put it. I'm just trying to get it. It's about right there. So I'm gonna say the first one has already scurried off, and you don't see it in sight. But this one, that's where it is at.
Okay. It's not coming towards us. It's heading.
No.
towards the door.
It's wanting to go. Once again, we're saying this door leads into the mines in this outpost, and that's where it's trying to go.
All right. Yeah.
It would
'Cause
appear
normally
as
that's
if
what
only
if I
infected.
remember correctly from the affidavit from before is when they took the queen out, it was no longer a problem.
Okay. So are we chasing this thing down the hallway?
Keep our distance, but yes, we're going to see where this thing leads us.
Okay.
Can do.
So I don't. Yeah, give me just a moment. I don't need long. 30 seconds. Whoops. Okay, I need a couple seconds.
So I'm just hoping this is not going to end up, since this is Star Trek, not Star Wars,
Oh.
it's not going to end up like that scene where Han is chasing the stormtrooper and runs into a mass of more stormtroopers.
Like I said, we'll keep our
It's
distance. But,
Romulans.
oh God, I hope not. I think that would be a case when we just say energize and we get ourselves out of here.
Will this let me? Huzzah! And
Uh-oh.
Oh,
New stop.
no grid, underdark. I don't like this.
Very dark.
No, sir. I don't like it.
I mean, we have flashlights. This is the 24th century. I think we still have that as an invention, right?
just out of curiosity, can you see that parasite on the map?
No, I can only
No,
see
I don't
myself.
Yeah, I can only see myself.
Say,
Oh,
I
I
can
always
see
see-
myself.
I can't see like location or nothing. I can't see the map at all.
Yeah, it's just a big black box with my token in the middle of it.
That's weird.
No, it's
Which
my
makes
token.
sense because it's a dark.
Turn on your hyper flashlights.
Sharing. This is actually not a Star Trek map; it's just a generic map, and we may just skip it because we really don't have to have it. Especially if you can't see anything. Zoom extent. All right, so we're just gonna. We'll just do that. We're just gonna kill it. And I will just go ahead. So you go into the mines, and there we go. The corridor turns into a rough-hewn tunnel. The snake's deeper underground. Stalagmites rise upward from the floor of the passage. The creature howls again. This was this creature that you heard before, but you don't know what it is. And echoes up from a chamber ahead of you. You hear a voice. It survived longer than the other test subject, so Romulan says. We could have studied it further. You hear it was just a thoughtless beast, a gruff Klingon says. Control that Klingon temperament, or we will give you a more suitable host, the Romulan says. You have forgotten the art of patience in that body. The test subject did quite a lot of damage before we were able to restrain him. That showed promise. That's far enough, a man says. He stands in a darkened side passage you are only now just aware of. He points a disruptor at you. As he steps into the main tunnel, you realize this man is a Trill.
I knew it!
So basically, all these scientists and everybody on the thing are infected, and that's why they're doing this test to try and infiltrate us better.
The Trill is the queen bee on this one.
So what you guys
Ooh,
think?
you think so?
I am going to see if I can access another map here. Okay, cool.
So a Trill who was rejected to be a host becomes a host to one of these things instead.
Could be.
Could be, because if they're joined, it's not a good thing. And this is... Lenara's stomach is literally dropped. And then Dell's stomach has also dropped at this point.
3 minds trying to control one body?
Ugh. That's the problem, is that if that parasite is there, it actually it infiltrates both of them. And then the host or the symbiote can't go to another host after that. At least that's what it says in beta canon. But there was a story on that one. That was from the Lives of Dax. They touched on that.
Actually, where is he? There he is. Actually, I'm going to move. Right, and the gentleman you see there, I hope you can see him up at the top of, well, what portion of the map you can see. That is the Trill that he's pointing a disruptor at you.
Okay, well, we've got disruptors pointed back. Oh, I do not want to be in the front like that.
Oh yeah, I probably would have been leading the way. Is this the way we would have been going? Is toward him, or did he sneak out behind us?
Well, this is, you can't see much of the map. You were coming down through this cavern. I was trying to use the other one, but that map wasn't working too well. So yeah, you just now come into this area here.
Okay.
Meaning there is more to this map to the west, we'll say, to the left, as it were.
I believe your experiments have gone far enough.
So basically, he's just got a disruptor pointed at you. He's looking at you. You're looking at him. But
Yeah,
he hasn't done anything, and he hasn't fired.
No need to cause any further harm or destruction to anybody. So just you cease what you're doing. If this is gonna work.
I have a quick question. What were the 2 Romulans firing at us with?
Disruptor pistols.
So not not better than a Type 2 phaser?
No, it would be about the equivalent of a Type 2 phaser.
Okay.
Romulan equivalent.
Because if it was some kind of Type 3 situation, I would have picked one of those bad boys up. But
there is such a thing as disruptor rifles, but they did not have those.
Okay.
But I'm going to make that attempt to diffuse the tension.
Okay.
Again. And try to just...
I'll let you a little secret. This is where you might can.
All right. Sweet. These efforts don't need to result in violence any further. You go on home, accept your experiments the way they are, and we can all just leave.
He asked, what do you think, what experiments do you think are happening here?
I don't think that any of these Klingons voluntarily asked to undergo this. Nor would they. It doesn't seem very honorable to do so.
That may be the case, but these are a superior life form, and they are looking to evolve. Just like, and he says, and I see that you're a Trill. Are you joined?
It's none of your business.
Kubus will go, come on, Spotty. Nobody would take having a bug jammed in their neck.
It's not the same thing, and you darn well know it.
He says, I can appreciate that, I suppose, if you don't want to disclose that. But it's certainly quite an honor. You just mentioned honor. It's certainly an honor for a Trill to be joined.
That it is. But this isn't a way to bypass it. These creatures aren't seeking symbiotic relationships. They're seeking to be superior.
But they are.
You are no longer yourself at that point. You're giving it entirely to this creature. There's no symbiosis. There's only...
Are you under the presumption that one of these creatures is presently in me?
The thought has crossed our mind.
They all seem to be flocking towards you.
I can test quickly if you are or not.
I have the hopes.
Just a stun and see if you fall down.
I have the hopes that perhaps I can join with one of these creatures if it can be safely accomplished. He says, my name is Tal Duran. I'm a geneticist. I'm working with these creatures to help them evolve further.
So you already know that this is not safe for the host. You just don't care what happens to anyone else.
I'm beginning to have second thoughts about what these creatures are doing and what their ultimate goals are.
I mean, I think their initial attempt should be something to tip you off as it is. They infiltrated the entirety of Starfleet headquarters. They took out 4 very good admirals. And a number of captains, and took out a ship. I don't think anything that's seeking a symbiotic relationship or any sort of open relationship would cause that kind of destruction.
I understand what you're saying, but they've assured me that they just simply want to evolve and coexist, and that's why I've been trying to help them.
They may be taking advantage of your good nature.
I've wondered that.
If you say you're trying to help them and you're trying to make this an equal partnership, show us your research. Several of us have a good understanding of genetics and xenobiology. We'll know if you're actually accomplishing what you're setting.
We don't need to be coexisting with these things, so to speak, in order to do so.
I'm reluctant to show you my research, but there are larger implications here. before I go forward, as DM, before I go forward with any more conversation, I need somebody to roll a presence and command task with a difficulty level of 3.
Okay.
2 other players, however, may assist the task by rolling a 1d20 against their own presence and command.
Well, this is
I've got a 13 there.
Yeah, do not look at me.
I have a 10, so
I have an 8.
A 9.
Am I the only party face here? Thank goodness.
You say the 10.
I've got a 13. I've got my presence and command would be a 13. So
Okay. So I vote. And burn as much threat or momentum or whatever you would like. If you want to cash out, I'm fine with it.
All right.
I'll go against a target number of 10, but I'll try to help out. If 2 can help, I'd definitely say Scott should be the first one, but I'll try and roll.
So
I think it'd be Scott and Jay.
Incidentally, I'm sorry, I should have
Well,
warned
not
you.
me, because I'm an 8.
We did,
Oh, you're an 8? Okay.
upon you guys entering the mine, you guys did enter a new scene, so I just now removed 1 momentum.
that being said, I do have a focus in either diplomacy or inspiration right now if I'm trying to inspire this person to give up this effort at the moment. Let me double check the talent on cold reading because I think I could use that as my advantage as well. Just like kind of get like kind of a beat on this person essentially.
Scott, do you have any focuses that might help you, like conning geneticists? Anything?
Oh, I almost took that. Didn't think I'd get to use it.
I have hand-to-hand combat.
Arm wrestle you for it.
Is it seating attached to an social
I do
conflict?
have a talent that will give us, if I spend my determination for the session, that'll give us 3 momentum. Hey, ladies of D&D, thank you for the raid.
Yay! The lady's here.
Hello,
Oh, where
hello.
did that go? Okay.
So this is a what, presence and con?
Command.
Command.
Or command and
Yeah,
presence and command. Okay.
for whoever's doing it or whoever's assisting. Yeah, up to because you're trying to persuade this guy. So a couple of people can assist.
Dave, and you have a 10.
10. Yeah.
Okay. I think you're our best bet for the other one then.
Okay.
Jay and I are sitting at a 8 and a 9.
Sorry, it's taking forever for this to load. I would love where it's not. I think if I succeed at a task, I can spend additional information to try to basically like derive what their motivations are. But I think we're a little too late for that. So I think I'm just going to use what I have.
Okay. You trying to determine Talderon here, what his motivations are?
Yeah, essentially try to get what his motivations are in an effort to try to convince him easier or to better convince him with a cold read. That being said, I'm also just trying to diffuse the tension as a thing too. I'm trying to prevent this from coming into an all-out shootout.
Okay.
That being said, I also want to burn my value again.
Okay.
And I'm basically in that I know what it's like to desperately want something and to further it and to be prevented by others from getting it. sometimes the system keeps you away from those sort of things, but there are still other ways that you can. And I think you can further your research in better ways as well. And that kind of relation sort of way with that, do not be what others expect of you. So that's the value I'm pushing on this one, is that you don't need to be, the best trill or the best geneticist in order to help these creatures. You also don't need to submit to their crazy, weird mind games. You can further this in different ways and not experiment on people. So I'll burn a value to get two successes out of it.
I'm sorry? Oh.
You convinced me.
Yeah, I was about to say. Well, with that speech, what I was going to say is I'm still going to say you're going to have to do the presence of command roll, but it's going to be a difficulty level of 2.
Yay! Thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to roll the dice. So it's presence, command. Oh, and then, whoa.
I did set that for 2.
Modifiers. I get 1, so I'm rolling 3 dice. Yes, because I'm also getting 1, 1. So I'm already getting a critical for this, as it is.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So
that's from burning my value.
What was that, Scott?
So I don't need to assist then?
I will still take all the help I can get, but that one was very nice.
We can try and get some momentum.
Oh, 4 successes. Well, you would have got 2. Whoops. I always drag it the wrong way. I think that gets you up to 5, if I remember right. Yeah.
Yeah, I say go ahead and try and help, Scott, just because you've got the best, second best presence of command out of all of us. You could maybe get another momentum for us.
That being said, with that cold read, is this guy already infected with something? Can I already tell that that's already a problem?
Is he infected? Until you really look, either someone scans him or you even take a look at the back of his neck, you're simply not going to know. And right now he's facing you. But with all of that, he does slowly lower his phaser. And he phaser, actually disruptor. And he tells you the following: the neural parasites discovered an Iconian gateway. I don't know its location, but I do know they are trying to repair it. Certainly, I don't have to tell you what will happen if they succeed. But we have more immediate concerns, and I'd say more immediate concerns than his genetic work. They are holding prisoners, a Tellarite merchant and his 3 human companions. So far, the neural parasites have shown no interest in them as host bodies. They are in detention cells in that chamber up ahead. I'm a geneticist, not a soldier. I'm afraid I won't be much use to you in a fight. But if you end up captured, you'll have someone on the inside.
So they're not interested in the humans. Because if it was just a Tellarite they weren't interested in, it'd be like, oh, maybe they're incompatible like the Klingons. But we know they're compatible with humans.
And with that, I'm going to, remove that mask.
So does that, and maybe my character will have to ask this. I know Davery will have to ask this. So when the parasites possess someone, they don't gain access to their memories, right?
Not really. They know a few basic things about them, but that's how many times you can, if you know the person in question, especially personally. If you start going into their past and ask them personal questions and things like that, those neural parasites can access that information or come up with accurate answers.
So maybe that's why they're not looking to take these over, because they need something they know. And once they take them over, they'll lose that.
All right. Also, just judging from this guy's, did he lower his phaser?
He did, yeah.
Okay. Are those little? Did those little parasites continue to skitter past?
At this juncture, especially with this length of a conversation going on, you don't know where they've gone at this point.
All right.
They have scurried into the cavern somewhere.
Watch your necks, everybody. All right.
One hand phaser out, the other just holding the back of our necks.
You guys proceed forward even a bit.
Yes. That being said, I think this guy still needs to come with us. He's not going anywhere.
I recommend he goes in front of us, Captain.
That's a good idea.
Pretend like we captured him, so that way the bugs will think he's.
As far as they know, they still think you're an ally, right?
Yeah.
Well, they do have your DNA in them.
Whoops. Why? Oh, there we go.
At least the Klingon does, we know for sure.
Yeah, he'll walk forward a bit. And give me a moment, please. Nope, we already did that. All right, as you look ahead, you see the following. Crouching behind stalagmites, you peer into a high-ceiling cave chamber. 2 passageways branch off from the chamber, each with rail tracks in disrepair. Barred detention cells carved out of the rock face line the far wall. In one of the cells is a dead, deformed Klingon. The other cells hold a Tellarite and 3 humans. A Romulan Centurion, 2 Ulans, and a Klingon warrior turn from the cell and make their way towards you. And give me just a moment. I'll pull those guys out because they're not on the map yet.
And Ulan is a Romulan rank of some sort.
Yes.
So 3 Romulans and a Klingon.
I thought it was a T.
Maybe it's both.
That's all I get. That's it.
Romulan.
I really thought that was good. I thought that was good.
Romulan. Earl Grey. Hot.
I have an oolong meat in the fridge right now, so it's just making me thirsty.
It's not doing you any good in the fridge, bro.
I know. It's for after this.
Once again, why is it doing this? Visibility. Set always visible. There we go. I didn't realize that's weird that it defaults to that.
Time to set phaser to murder.
All right, one more.
See, I should have left the phase 3 back at the ship and brought 2 phase 2s and just gone in like this.
That would have been the only logical choice.
2 phase 2s are more damaging
The
than
Nichols
phase
is
3.
the Nichols red-headed stepchild of the Federation. We don't do things quite like everybody else does.
That's a lot of emotions in one weapon bearing.
Give a Vulcan 1 phaser, he thinks he's Superman. Give him 2, he thinks he's God.
All right, so with this, they see you. What do you do?
Same thing. Do I get the sense which one here, which one has like the extra neck bulges that would represent it being the queen of the group? Do I sense that there's a queen amongst the group of them?
You don't sense anything. You don't sense there is. You don't sense there isn't.
All right. Well, identify us as, the Starship Nichols, and this operation is. You need to cease at once because I have the worst. Like, I can do really inspiring speeches, but authority is really not where my strong suit is. Or else.
You need
The authority of the Federation.
Mr.
Quit it.
I know
Stop
Chip
right
has
now.
pretty detail with us.
This is bad.
So I'm going to say with that, the Klingon. Hang on. He's going to take a shot at you.
While before we get started in this, I just wanted to remind everybody in chat that we are giving away one of these lovely Nichols crew shirts this evening. It's got the Random Encounters Go logo on the left sleeve, and the logo for the U.S.S. Nichols.
And
all you have to do is type "beam me up" in chat, and it will throw you in the drawing. And here in about 15 minutes, when we're getting ready to shut it down for the night, we'll have the drawing, and one of you can have a cool shirt from 88 Riddles.
Although, Scott, with that said, now we can go, and yeah, normally, guys, we go to like 9:30. It's about 9:13 now. This is a somewhat good stopping point, or we could maybe do one round of combat and stop there. I'm going to leave it up to the players, though, if you guys want to stop here, continue next time, or maybe you can do a round. But it's almost certain we won't complete. If we initiate combat here, we're not going to resolve it in 15 minutes, I don't think.
It's unlikely, but not impossible.
It's true.
The damage we've been rolling tonight has
say.
been pretty heavy duty.
Well,
Yeah,
Don't
see, now you
underestimate
just-
I'm thinking about it. Disruptor pistol from this Klingon fired at the captain because he didn't like what you had to say.
How dare.
And only one success, so that's a miss. And you hear him curse something in Klingon. With that, I'm gonna kick it over to you guys to decide who would like to act next. What
I-
crew member from the Nichols? Excuse me.
So my vote is either our lightning fast security guy, or if I don't know if Captain, you want to do that trick you had done earlier, where you use your captainy talents to bonuses and do all of that.
Yeah. Just a quick look around. Do I see like a control panel for those prison cells? Is there like a thing I can just like with my phaser just shoot it to deactivate it?
You could try. I'm not sure there's actually.
Oh, could we burn momentum to create an opportunity to say that's there?
I like the way you talk.
Great to say it's there. I would say yes. There is a control panel somewhere. Sadly, whoever wrote this adventure, think of that. But yes, I would say it's a safe bet that there is somewhere around there some button or lock or something, some kind of control panel in Romulan, no less.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Romulan or Federation standard will probably all respond to us. A phaser the same way.
I would say it's probably directly on this Romulan Centurion there, on this where it's separating the two.
Okay. Actually, yeah. So I'm going to use my combat task to direct, and I'm going to command. Sorry, security officer. I'm actually going to command my engineer because he'll have the better chance of taking out the panel. So fire at the panel, and then we can even out this fight a little bit better.
I'm
Okay.
gonna say with Romulans,
So
this is going to be a difficulty level of 3.
And you get one from me, presumably, because I'm going to assist you.
well, can I burn?
I'm going to spend some threats and make it difficulty level of 4,
Ooh.
Jeez.
just because I can.
Seems fair.
I'm just saying that thing is going to be really, really hard to hit. And you know what? Even if you hit it, I'm not sure there would be any guarantee that it would just shut everything off.
Well, I will. You burn 3 momentum for 2 extra die.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
I
And
will
I'm
burn those
assisting.
3 momentum.
That's fine.
especially seeing as how I can burn my determination. As a matter of fact, I will just burn my determination to use, excuse me, Spirit of Discovery, which gives us 3 momentum, and just immediately burn those. So,
Cool.
Yep. What is that?
That was me. That you get 1 success from me.
Hey, so your roll's working now. Was you having trouble earlier?
No, it wasn't her.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was Davery. Was it Davery?
Yeah, it was Davery.
Sorry.
That's 4 successes.
Nice.
Oh, I rolled it twice. My bad. So
I thought that
damage would
was
be
one
6.
roll for a second.
No,
Very
I double clicked. I'm so used to double clicking everything. I
Mhm.
double clicked and it did 2 rolls. So first one is a 6, so 6 damage.
You scar the panel. It doesn't deactivate the force field.
Oh, that can't be right, Dan.
It would have been 12 damage, right? Not 6. With a phaser
Why
type 2.
12?
Why would it? But I'm listening.
Type 2 phaser was 2 points for a success.
It's a damage rating of 3.
Oh, 3. Sorry, 3.
And that was Lucas. Yeah, that's right.
So that'd be 18 points then, right?
No, it would automatically calculate it.
No, I think I think it's a base damage of 3, and then you add on like the number of successes that were rolled, or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say with that next, it's the Romulan Centurion's turn. And I'm going to have him take a shot at Lucas Bell since he's trying to take out since that beam went dangerously close to his head. And he has, you know what? And we're going to say, I'm going to spend another point of threat. And as a result, he doesn't just have a disruptor pistol; he's got a disruptor rifle.
Woo!
Ooh. Oh boy.
Amazing.
Nice.
He still misses. And with that, one of you guys can go next.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was me. So technically, Lucas, you still have your turn. That was just me telling you what to do. So you still have like your own turn to do something. Yeah.
So
Okay.
one thing I was going to think about doing, and we can talk this over as a group. I was going to try and create an advantage for us again, or create a complication for them, because as another focus, I have geology. So I would know possibly where the stress fractures in this mine are, and maybe I could hit that with a phaser and bring some rocks down, create a dust cloud, get the difficulty, and things like that.
I like it.
If you miss, you could create cover for them, though.
True, that could be a complication. But since we've got 6 momentum, I would like to burn some of that if it would be possible.
Sure.
Okay, so just make a phaser attack, just kind of broadly somewhere, or what do I? Oh, it's just spend 2 momentum. What is it? So there's a combat task of create an advantage, which is it's a difficulty of 2. Okay, so just make a phaser attack, difficulty of 2.
Hang on, let me make sure I adjust. Yes, we'll just do that.
Okay, so control
Tell
plus.
me again your plan. You're gonna shoot what? One of these stalagmite, which is
Stalactites.
Hang
Tight.
tight.
Yeah.
Stalagmites come up from the ground.
okay.
Yes. So yeah, I'm gonna shear one of those off, have it drop down, create a, knock them off balance, or create a dust cloud, or do something like that.
Okay. Over which one are you going for? One of these Ulans, Romulan Ulans?
What is a higher rank? Which one looks tougher, the Ulans or the Centurion? or the Klingon? Which is the higher rank, Centurion or Ulan?
The Centurion.
Centurion.
Yeah, pretty sure it is.
Okay, I'll do for that one then.
Oh no, in TOS they're wearing helmets. It's easier to tell.
Yeah, exactly. Is that cool?
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, I will spend 1 momentum to get an additional die there. So control plus security.
Ouch.
So that is a complication, but that 5 is also I have a 5 in science, so that is 2 successes. So it's total 3 successes and a complication.
Okay.
Do you have a way to re-roll anything?
Not that I'm aware of.
I'm gonna say that's such an off-the-wall idea. No pun intended. That'd be an off-the-ceiling idea. That thing comes down. I'm gonna say you don't even have to roll damage. It just basically lands on top of that Centurion and takes him out.
Wow.
Right there. However, you did generate a complication, and your complication is going to be this: that Tall Duran is
You
gone.
also die.
Damn it.
He's gone. He's run away.
In other words, while these guys have your attention and you're focused on what you're doing with them, he has run off somewhere else, and you don't even know where.
Okay.
No, we shouldn't have trusted him. He's been giving his DNA to these guys to help them with their experiments.
Exactly.
I have to run after his ass.
So with that, I'm going to let this Ulan here, he's going to take a shot at Solek because he's a bit forward there. Pistol. 2 successes.
Oh, sure.
I'm sorry, Riddles. Man, you're just...
No, you're not. No, you're not. Don't lie.
See what
We have the medic right here. It's fine.
Whoa, okay.
Oh, is right.
That
now,
is
that was 3. So yeah, you're down a bit, but okay. So Annie, help me out here. That still doesn't necessarily classify as an injury, right? He's just
No, you need 5 to get an
with-
injury.
Right. Got to be 5 on the roll, and nor is it
5 on the
human.
roll or 0 on stress.
Meaning, in other words, you might look at this and think, oh, well, he's got more than 5. So is that an injury? But that's not the case, right? It has to be per event, for lack of a better term.
I have 8 total right now, is what he's saying.
Right. But believe it or not, you're, of course, I don't know, it sort of tracks. You are a Vulcan. So, all right. So one of you guys can go next. Help me keep track. Guys, what I think we're going to do, we're going to finish out this round. We'll make sure everybody, be either you guys or even NPCs, get a turn, and we're probably going to call it there.
Well, I am definitely not happy with the oolong, so I am taking my action on the oolong that fired at me. Was it the 2 or the 1 that fired on me?
It was the 1. I got to zoom in. The 1 that took us, yeah.
Okay. All right, I am going with my...
Would have been easier just look at the chat box.
Oh, yeah. I am going with my phaser type 3 again. I am not going to... as of yet, I'm not going to burn any momentum, but I'm going to get this roll off first.
You want to aim?
Oh,
Do
yeah.
I want to what him?
I said, did you want to aim? But
No, because I don't think I needed it.
Because if you specified that you want to aim, you could, looking at your roll, you wouldn't have needed it.
Yeah. I know when you specify if you aim, you get to re-roll one of your dice if you're not happy with it.
You can, right.
So,
Yeah.
on this guy right here.
ooh,
9. Wow. And technically,
so
you got 2 effects out of that too.
He took some. Yeah. So actually, see, I need to make sure I'm keeping track of this too. With that many, that means he should be out. Well, no, it's a little bit different in this situation because they have those neural parasites. They really don't. They don't go out. They keep fighting.
So for a normal opponent,
yeah. A normal opponent, yeah.
Did that damage go onto him?
It did, yes. Oh yeah, I see it.
Okay. Okay.
No doubt.
All right. So with that, I'm going to use my determination to do a surge for a second attack.
Okay.
Burn them values. Yes.
Because I do have in my values, I have number 1, any enemy can be defeated. So this fits within my values, I believe. Yes.
I'd say so.
Okay. So I will use that to burn my determination down to a 0. Get myself a second attack. For my second attack, just because I know that luck is not always on my side, I am going to use my extra effort, which means I need to burn 1 momentum to decrease the difficulty by 1. So I should only have a target or difficulty of 1 at this point, right?
Okay.
All right. So I am good. So you said the one I just hit, he's down or no?
No, he's not actually. He's hurting, no doubt, but he's not because these things have these neural parasites in them.
Right.
He's still up and going. That's sort of what Davery, I think you were discussing, and I think that'd be right. Where it'd just be a normal Romulan, right? Yeah, he would be after taking an injury, he'd be out.
All right. So to that point, if I hit him again, will the extra damage go to the next one or no?
You can spend any additional you can spend to get a secondary target.
Okay. So how do I do that before the roll or after?
After.
Okay. So
yeah, so you can
After.
Yeah, you get a second target within reach of the attack's target is also affected and suffers half of the damage. Nice.
Oof. All right, here comes the damage. Why didn't it pick up for me? That was weird. It did not allow me to hit what I was the target though. Do you want me to roll it over the target? It kind of got stuck in.
No, he can.
I can apply it, and that'll do it.
Okay.
So, whoops.
Do you guys think that's enough to burn a momentum to move the damage?
Get half of it over to the other one. That's at least going to get a start on that one.
Yeah, I think it's great use of momentum.
Yeah, but with that, I would like to drop 1 instead of just injuring 2.
But
that's fewer attacks against us the next round. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it doesn't decrease the amount of damage you did to the
Yeah, it
first
doesn't decrease the amount of damage from the first one. It's just the next one gets half of what you rolled.
That's what I'm saying. If the half is not enough to kill off the first one.
Yeah, you don't split it between the two of them.
No,
the
first one takes the full amount no matter what.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was confused on. I'm sorry. So then, yeah, you guys want to use the momentum to add 3 onto the guy next to him?
I think so.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Sure.
Right.
So wait, how much momentum have you spent here?
I spent 2. Well, I spent the 1 for my extra effort, which I do have to adjust my. Oh, I can't adjust my. I can't adjust my stress. I need you to drop my stress by 2.
That's a good point. Not about the stress, but about the momentum. When I changed the modifier, I don't think it changed the momentum for me. I think we should be 1 fewer.
That's all right. Because what he spent, he got back because it's only a difficulty 2 to attack him, and he got more, so we get more momentum back
Yeah.
up.
Okay.
Let's see if we can. It is 9:32. Let's see if we can wrap this up real quick. I'm gonna let other Romulan Ulan take a shot. He's gonna take a shot at Sulfamir.
I did have one. other thing, I was going to use my close proximity talent again to protect the captain because she's the closest to me.
Okay.
So if anybody goes to attack her next round, they have a one higher difficulty.
And fires two successes. So that's a hit.
That's no bueno.
Oh, that's an injury.
Dropped.
To the medical officer, no doubt.
Let's see what I can do about that.
So that leaves who has not gone from the Nichols yet.
I think
Medical officer.
Lucas
Yeah,
has
the
not.
guy that just dropped.
And Lucas,
Yeah, I didn't. I haven't.
Yeah.
I did the captain's bidding in that first round, but
Okay.
that wasn't my turn. So
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
you
not
still
your
have
turn.
Lucas
That
to
was my
go.
turn.
okay, so he will step over to here next to Solik,
Okay,
and
and that's fine.
which
I would say
one?
that do some minor action.
Do what?
I would say that. Wouldn't you agree, Annie? That would constitute a minor action.
Moving. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially that distance. But yeah, you still get an attack if that's what you're gonna do.
I was just trying to get a clear shot. I was standing behind multiple people. Which one is taking damage?
The
the only one that hasn't been hurt is the Klingon.
yeah, he hasn't been hurt at all, right?
So the Klingon's unhurt. The one the farthest to the south has got 3 points of damage. The other two are out.
The one furthest to south is. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, the one.
So I may shoot at the Klingon. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at the Klingon. Here we go.
Nice.
2 successes.
All right.
Nice.
For 7 points of damage.
All right. Yep. He's taking some of that. And does that leave?
So yeah, everybody in chat, we're getting ready to wrap this up for the evening. There's a bunch of you that are in the chat right now that haven't done the sign up for the giveaway. If you just type "beam me up" in chat, it will automatically enter you into our drawing for a free shirt that matches these that the crew are wearing tonight. We finish this round of combat. We're going to wrap it up and do the drawing. So if you want to get a chance at a free shirt, go ahead and type "beam me up" in chat.
All right. Who's taking their next turn? Aren't any NPCs to go at this point?
No, we're.
I don't think that I can.
Just the medical officer would be it. I mean, if he can
Yeah.
heal himself, maybe.
So
Position.
my understanding is because I'm injured, I cannot do anything until the scene is over.
I'd say that. Does that sound right? Is that right?
That sounds rough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
I don't know if it sounds right, but it sounds rough.
Yeah, an injury incapacitates the target and they can no longer act.
Okay. Well, I am
So
the
one
second.
of you could recapacitate me.
Yeah, I was about to say I am the second best Bajoran medical officer on the squad.
Okay.
I have medicine 4 and first aid, so I can actually help you as my next round.
You can do that, and then I can help myself after that.
Yes.
Is everybody, is that in that round for us, or have I missed somebody?
I think that's it.
Nope, that's everyone.
Want to make sure. Now, Scott, real quick, Fantasy Grounds will save this in the combat tracker, right?
Yeah. The map.
Even so-
As long as you don't change anything in the map,
I'm going to take a picture just to make sure.
Yeah, I've already got a screenshot in the.
It should hold, the map should hold where the tokens are.
Riddles, that's a better idea.
The combat tracker should hold all of its information as well. You should be fine.
So since we're not,
Here we go.
I was gonna say, since we're not doing anything, real quick, do you mind if I try and play with some buttons here in the roller? Because I think I found something that'll be really useful for us. Okay, so looking at the combat tab, under the bottom says combat tasks, and there's like assist, create advantage, direct, and you can change what attribute skill combo you're using, and you can also highlight focus. So I think, yep, that will let you just do that, and it will recognize whether or not you're using one of your foci.
That's cool. Where's this tab?
Oh,
On the there's main, then combat. Yep.
Yeah, I see where he's talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
The combat task is at the bottom, and the minor actions. If you click on that, that gives you. That's what I was saying earlier. Like I went to do aim from the minor actions, but there's no link to actually do anything.
Yeah, and so like you can create an advantage, and yeah, like I set it up to do focus as if I was using my science, and it registered that my science of 5 gives a crit. So
That's kind of cool.
yeah, I was like, man, they got all kinds of buttons we don't know about.
Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh,
Ooh,
Ooh, get
stop
away.
rolling, stop rolling.
Just
That makes sense because I'm incapacitated.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's over. That is a complication. Having no medical officer.
All right, with that, let's go ahead and wrap it up for the evening. If we want to go around the horn and introduce yourself, and if you want to throw your socials out there, go ahead. I know a lot of us have a new social that everybody's super excited about all of a sudden in the last 24 hours. Yeah, let's go ahead. We'll start with the captain. Go ahead, Annie.
Hi. Okay. Well, Annie is also go by Annie Disaster 09. You can find me on pretty much every social media that I have tried at this point to try to connect to. I think most recently has been Hive, but you can also find me on all the other ones. You can also use that name under itch.io with itch.io, where you can find all the wonderful games that I have created. One of them, which will also be played during Indie Summer. I'm very excited about it. So, yeah, come check out my stuff. Get some gaming.
Do it.
Davery.
Hey, I'm Davery. I'm playing Kubas Ural, the Bajoran science officer. And currently, I don't have any social media, but I'm probably going to succumb to peer pressure and get Hive, just like all the other cool kids. So,
Yay!
Expect that probably next session.
Listen, I discovered today that you could put a song on it. When somebody comes to your page, they hear a song automatically, just like in MySpace.
I was
MySpace.
And I was so excited. I got so excited. I got to put a song on my page again for the first time in 10 years. It was so awesome.
If I can put a song and a sparkly GIF on my page, then I will absolutely be signing up.
To do
I need to find Tom. I need Tom to sign up for Hive, and I need to be friends with Tom. Jonathan, tell us about all the exciting things that you have going on.
I have no exciting things going on because I don't give in to peer pressure. I exist to be my own person. But I play Solfa Mir. Solfa is a Bajoran medical officer not doing any good at the moment, so hopefully we can fix that next week.
All right, Riddles.
I am Jay. I am playing Solek, our Vulcan non-science chief of security, considering my mistake last time. And I'm all over socials at 88 Riddles. My stores are out there, and you can find me on you can find my stores through my socials. For the winner of tonight, the shirts are sized anywhere from a small to a 4X. If you need something outside of that, just reach out to me, and I will make sure it happens for you.
Yeah, the way we'll do the winner, you can message me on Twitter or Hive. all of that, you can just send me a direct message, and we'll get your size and get your shirt to you. But yeah, Riddles. I just posted a link to Riddles' Etsy store in the chat. He makes a ton of really awesome gear. Not to mention a lot of our all of our guild merch, including our fantastic dice boxes that he paints for us by hand. Dan.
I'm Dan, aka Commander Dan. I easily been pressure, hence why I'm attempting to run this, because some people twisted my arm. Because apparently I know a couple of things about Star Trek, they thought that I should do this. But you can find me on Instagram and YouTube, Commander1701 Dan, same handle on both of those platforms.
And I am Scott. I go by Guildmaster Scott on all of the Discord and Hive and Twitter. And we also have accounts for the guild itself. Well, we don't have one on Hive yet. We've got one on Twitter and Instagram. You can find us there under Random Encounters Guild.
And YouTube that will play this later, right?
Yes, this our live streams are going up on YouTube. This will be loaded up tonight, as a matter of fact, because Twitch won't hold it for more than a handful of days now. But we you're always we always welcome people into our Discord. If you want to join us and play games, we always mix it up and play different games. We're starting to do some play testing on new games, some independent stuff that we're very excited about, and always looking for new players and new GMs. If you want to join us and be welcomed into a fun group, and maybe try GMing for the first time. Maybe you're interested in GMing, but you're a little hesitant. We'll get you some players, and you'll be in a judgment-free zone, and everything will be good. Everybody will have a good time. Maybe you want to try a different game, a new game that you haven't tried yet. We're probably going to try it eventually, especially if you bring it to our attention. We'll throw it in the mix and try it out. There's a couple of games that we like to make fun of and say that we'll never play, but if enough people want to play them, we'll play them. So with that, I got just a couple more. We'll say like 30 more seconds if you want to jump in the drawing for the shirt. Just beam me up in chat, and then after that, we'll be rating our Norse Foundry still live.
They might be.
They are. We'll be rating Norse Foundry if once we get the drawing done. But you need to get those. Get your name in the drawing if you're interested in the shirt.
Absolutely free. There's no reason not to do it.
But yeah, I guess if no one else is interested, we're going to shut it down here, and we'll start with 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, entries are closed. Let's have our drawing. And Cubist Octopus, our friend Jenna, has won the drawing. She's going to get her very own crew member shirt, which she's pretty much the captain of the stream ship anyway, so she deserves a shirt. So that's fine.
Love that.
But yeah, with that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic Thanksgiving. If you're doing stuff with family, if you're traveling, be safe. We will be back here for these shenanigans in 2 weeks from tonight. And other than that, we can go ahead and raid Norse Foundry. And let me see if I can remember how to do that. Do you put the @ symbol in there, Riddles?
I've never raided anybody. I don't know.
Quick, guys, some of the ones who rated us.
You know, Eric handles all that stuff. I don't know.